streaming right away. And check that it actually goes to where we want it to go. I guess I'll also put notification for the at notifications. Arknights anime finale time. Wow. Okay, good. We're on the correct stream on YouTube. No way. Stream manager for Twitch side. Arknights Season 3 Finale Watchalong for title. And then Arknights for our category. There we go. I guess I can also put like a slash marker. Arknights anime time. No way. I could also get some more water. My throat's actually surprisingly... I had some weird stuff going on my throat. I was like getting very phlegmy and a little bit dry. Okay, all good here. We obviously have time to... Well, I mean, by now, if people are aware, obviously, episode should be prepped. Just in time. We are late. The Limbus stream or whatever did go on for a good bit longer than I was somewhat expecting. I even tried to start slightly early. Not that I started that much earlier. I was not really actually early. Oh god, did that accidentally just reset my change to the Twitch? That might have just reset. Give me a second. Did they just reset the changes that I just did to Twitch? It did, for fuck's sake. Fine, I'll change it from here then. I'll change it from here. I'll change it from the OBS one that I have so that it is updated there as well. Oh yeah, we can also check on Highmouth Twitter. It's true. True! Highmouth Twitter! Can someone post a Twitter again? Oh well, I found Domenico. Right there. Never mind. I went to Twitter and Rory Popper had fucking quote tweeted it, so it was instantly there. There he is, fucking Haimao. I'm back from Gamescom. Everyone there was super nice. The player even gave me delicious apple pie. Only discovered secret ingredient was Wenfield. Thanks to all. This fucking guy. This Arknights Wenfield. Wenfields, how about that Enfield? Wenfield. The Wenfield is real. Okay, guys. What funny reply do we have so that I can farm clout or something? So that Haimao sees me. What can we tweet? What can we reply? What funny image do we have? I can't believe the Wenfield. Read this tweet after God knows how long, yeah. Just for the... When was the previous tweet? Reposted? August 15th? Okay, he reposted something on August 15th. And July 16th. November 7th. Last actual tweet. November 7th, 2023. Pancake for bullets. Oh, because it is in the style of... It's Van Ripper, guy. It's Van Ripper. Pancake for bullets. He knows everything. He knows everything. Oh, yeah, what is it following? I mean, Nami makes sense. Obviously, he would obviously follow a bunch of the artists. Alchemaniac. Oh, not that happy. Like with the hydrate. I actually do have to refill my Boroball. goes front line. Yep, I mean, that makes sense. He does for like 500 people. Enfield stew. What is Enfield stew? Also, Reona makes sense. Bang Dream makes sense. Makes sense. Unofficial account introducing Dofi and Arknights secondary creations. Oyuki. He follows a lot of the like Oyuki as well and everything. Ask makes sense. Obviously, even more in the field. Van Ripper. Bungie. Yeah, he did like Destiny, didn't he? He did like Destiny, didn't he? I mean, he follows Destiny. Checks out. Things check out. Let me get some more water. Ember water. I'll also take a piss. Wahoo! What the fuck? Oh, I'm looking at the. I was wondering. I was looking at the wrong stream details on YouTube. I was wondering why it says offline. He cannot say fork stuff. Hmm. Let me clean my glasses. Right, what do we comment? We must give him engagement. Give the sea cat engagement. Let's go to production, the mascot. Wait. So someone at some point, if this is his image, at some point Lowlight was just standing behind these people. And they possibly had no idea. The guy himself. Imagine. Fucking Winfield. He said Winfield. Manufacturing Winfield. Well, apparently a player did give him some apple pie, so they probably knew who he was. I'm trying to find if I have a funny image. Do I have a funny image? Of any kind? Oh, this one. Had to climb 148 stories to witness the historic W boss man. He does cosplay Andriana, it's true. It's true. YouTube chat frozen? Oh, because I haven't updated, that's why. YouTube chat is the old chat, that's why. Thank you for the reminder. I have to go over here to change it. It's previous chats. It's previous streams chat, that's why. There we go. I forgot. I had to update. Alternatively, you could also do... We could put in actual Enfield. We could put official Enfield sticker in. He knows. He knows. I'm wondering if we have some... We do have some Chens as well. Will be a good Chen here. We could put WoW Chen. Wow. He knows. That's good enough. Whoa. What? Oh yeah, we do have... I forgot I have Chen Wo. I have Chen Wo on Twitch. Actually, I think I might have YouTube as well. YouTube emotes are weird. I'm, however, also gonna code it. That's my goat. That's my goat. By the way, first of all, yeah, this one. This is true, by the way. Look up Dej in your Discord gift search. The first gift is just Ami dipping on the floor. Fine, I'll engage in your engagement bait. However, there's something truly wacky happened. I got so many... I got banger tweets, man. Well, obviously, we had this... we had, obviously, this banger tweet. This was a thing. Also, this one banged. This one just banged. This one also did decently. This one like took a bit to... It had like nothing for like a day and then suddenly got like 200. But then, did you guys see this one? Man in China has gone viral after losing a game of Chinese chess and sitting outside for 4 hours in torrential rain to figure out why he lost. And I was just like, it's him. It's him. No way. Also, I like how the on the side here, it says, you might like Umineko. Oh yeah, there is also, yes, there is a YouTube video of as well that actually did like put an edit. There's like a Billy edit of indeed this, which is very funny. You totally didn't see that tab. Also, that was my Twitch stream dashboard. I probably shouldn't show that one. Actually, I don't think there's anything on the dashboard specifically that matters. Okay, everyone got their episodes ready? Let me open up Live Split. Move it over here. I wonder if we're gonna have openings and endings on this last episode, or if they'll go, or will they do no opening, no ending? I feel like it would be fitting. Or ending can play during the episode, right? Here for once because I already watched it. Apparently our extended Limbus was a good thing this time. Oh yeah. Well, you pinged them at least now on Twitch. They may or may not see. Oh, there he is. He's devious. He's so devious. The most devious in. I do like the devious emote. I must say, I cooked with that one. That's all I can say. I did. Maybe I might have cooked. I might have cooked. Good. I have to check that it works every time. All right, everyone good? We're good to go. The finale. We'll see what they cooked up. I genuinely think like kind of the peak might have been last episode though. Just because Gardmere the transformation is a big deal, and they also handled it incredibly well. So I feel like this might just be like a continuation of the peak. It's just gonna kind of stay high, but there won't be like a new peak, you know? Back hurt from the self-patting you're doing about that emote. No. It helps. I have a bad back, so it actually helps, you know? Okay. 3. Oh, well, we're going 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah. Doctor. All right, we get this scene, yes. Wait, sorry. I have the wrong episode on. I have the wrong episode on? I have the wrong episode. Sorry about that. Restarting. I had episode 1. I accidentally put on episode 1. I was like, why are we back here? Huh? Dude, that's fucking... How did I manage that? How did I put the... Episode 26 is the one we're looking for. Okay. Reset. Now we can go. 3, 2, 1, go. Children. Oh yeah, these guys were fighting. Those are some strong face lines. Oh yeah, these guys. Rise from ember. Rat king, rat king. Razu! Guard! Doctor! Monster. She has a grappling hook? He was on monster? Commander? She's smiling? Kills it at a small smile. Flashback. She's so cool? Downloaded. It's the cutscene. I may be speechless the entire episode. The sound. The fact that you can't know who's speaking. Okay, it's cachet. It's cachet. Or rather, woohoo! God, she's so cool. God, I love Lamia. Nice cut. Bah! Wrong voice, wrong voice! Phase 2! Fairly. I can't focus on the words! I want to look at the animation! Snake. My god! My god! The fire animation. Thank god they have, mind reading Amia. Also, it is the fireball's phase transition. She's back! Fucking snake. Small Mia. Oh, they need double. Thank God she was alive. Thank God she was alive. Oh, you get voices for the other ones now. Obviously, lazy we already had, but the others we didn't. They're gonna do the scene! It's the scene! And Elysium. Mantra. They had the scene. She started yapping. Side eye. Hand holding. Chen looks older somehow. Proud CEO. I love how beat up they are. Her? Like Tallulah catched her. This is a crazy foreshadow, by the way. Fucking crazy. Really? Oh, we DFN? Pinky promise. that's that's a big finger. Teach it a child. Oh, new song. It's a different Rihanna song. Guard. The nines. She's going to Siracusa. Still waiting for nines to like actually do something. Yes, reward the daughter. It's a CG. It's just straight up the CG. It's almost straight up out of the game. We're probably not gonna get the. What? Oh, cameos. Oh, first Nova. Are they gonna go for the full list? Okay, not full list, but almost. Please. The handler. Season 1, people. I had to bring them in for just a little bit. It's like the scene from season 1 as well. That's the that shot was the most alive Doctor has ever looked. God, she's so cute. Predestination, flame. Oh, they're going for all the ones. Dawn. Dawn. Was that more than 10 titles? No, but Inferno was last episode, so. I'm gonna have to rewatch that episode. Because it still went pretty fast. Yeah, because first season is called Prelude Dawn, yeah. Oh, man. Right, this one is Dawn. Well, yeah, because it's the end of Arc 1. So, yeah. Cinema? And there was dialogue going on during, like, the insane animation. So it was like, oh, I just want to look at the animation instead of read the subtitles. And I know there's this stuff. So they did indeed... They did not tease a continuation. So at the very least, I would not expect us to get anything more for quite a while. It did feel pretty quickly. Like they did have to get through a lot of stuff. So obviously a lot of the epilogue stuff was cut down a little bit, but like not in a way that's like it's shit by itself. If you go and directly compare it to stuff from the game, then obviously you'll notice like some maybe important missing bits and so on, and you're not going to get all the nuances. But they got like most of the stuff in there. Is it the 2 shadows the first stealth CG, but you only notice if you all know already? Oh. Double shadow, 4 shadow. Double shadow, 4 shadow, yeah. Yeah, because, yeah, specifically there's not really indeed much Arc 2 foreshadowing. Yeah, no Teresa, no Theresis, and so on. None of that foreshadowing, which makes sense, because if you do that foreshadowing, it's like, well, I mean, now you're kind of implying that there might be more anime, which they maybe didn't want to do right away. But it also is like, that's the thing. It is also just like, I think that is a good point, Shango. Also, I still have this going on. Right? There is so much just love and care put into it. Would they end it after one arc? I mean, it's obviously still, you know, business to consider as well. But also, like, how good of a like an ad has the anime even been for the game is what I wonder. Or is it possibly even profitable just on its own? And it's like, I do wonder somewhat of these motivations for making it. Of like, how much of it is pure business and how much is it, you know, like, dude, we really just want to make this shit. We want to make some stuff. We want to make stuff. Arknights, obviously, the episode was a whole thing where technically they've now adapted it so that they could stuff that goes beyond. They could do stuff that goes beyond it, but man, man. Also, yeah, Act 2 would just Act 2 in general would be just incredibly difficult to adapt. It's first of all really long, and second of all, there's some elements of, you know, side stories of events that you would really prefer to know by that point. So then it is also like Act 2 would be just a very, very tricky thing to adapt, especially like kind of letting it have the same weight that it does in the game, because when you get to Act 2 in the game, you've often gone through a bunch of side events which have like built up the world and everything around it. So it feels much more significant. If you just go into Act 2 raw, there's so much of it where you haven't really learned enough about the world, I feel, to appreciate and like visualize how large of a thing it is with all the different countries and all the different factions and everything. It's so big. And then it's also a slow burn. They obviously, movies and OVAs, they could easily do like some movies and OVA stuff, like things like that, which I mean, I do hope. I absolutely do hope. I welcome more anime, especially after the experience of season 3 outside of like the Arknights episode. Outside of the Arknights episode, it is generally handled everything kind of as well as it could have with the restrictions that they had. It's obviously still a little strange that they did kind of only use such limited amount of episodes, which for some seasons, I think for season 1 and 2, it actually made some sense to have the more limited amount of episodes. But then in season 1 and 2, some of those episodes were not used as well. But then season 3, we already got 2 extra episodes, and we still could have used like a little bit more episodes just to have slightly slower pacing across the kind of full season. So I do wonder if what they plan to do. I do hope they do more, because especially I think based on what they did with season 3. Season 3 has overall just been very solid, and certain sections, certain parts are just kind of incredible. And I would at least hope I can never in my life have any kind of POV of for someone who is not already a fan and has already read, of course. But I would hope that there's actually a chunk there which is also just like, even for someone who doesn't know, they would be able to appreciate just some of the stuff that it does. And then as a huge fan and reader, there's obviously some parts which are disappointing because you know how what it's missing, but then other parts which are just like, my god, especially the last 2 episodes, there is indeed so much stuff in the last 2 episodes especially where it's just like, holy fuck, yes, this needed to be animated. We needed to see that shit in action happening with some gorgeous animation and sound effects and good God, the voice acting. Good God, the voice acting. I said this after season 2, after Frost Nova's performance in season 2. Arknights genuinely has some of the highest quality voice acting across the board for like just anime in general. Like, it is just exceptional voice acting across the board. It's so good, and also like different from usual anime. Like it feels weird to almost compare Arknights to some extent with just like normal like seasonal animes and stuff, because it is a bit different as it's a game adaptation. But it just does so many things. Arknights does so many things differently that it doesn't feel like a normal seasonal anime kind of thing. There's just a vibe and some elements that are just so like rare in normal seasonal anime stuff, and not even just seasonal anime stuff, just anime in general. There's some stuff that the show does and has done since episode 1 that are just super rare. Was the voicing different? So I'm started season always the voicing is always just the voice acting and the voice direction in Arknights has always just been, the anime has been just really fucking good, because all of the voice acting feels far more real. It does not feel, most of the time, the voice acting is not anime voice acting, which is a huge deal. Anime voice acting is fine, but also sometimes it's anime voice acting. While Arknights has a completely different direction and feel and cadence and like rhythm that it goes for with the voice acting. And it separates it from the masses so hugely, in my opinion. I think it was such a correct move to do it in-house with their own studio rather than outsourcing it. Well, at least now that Yogstar Studios can actually do something semi-decent, which... But however, it does, however, at the same time, I can't remember all the stuff that Yogstar Studios has done, but like... Arknights is like the highest quality stuff that Yogstar has done. And it probably also obviously helps that they have budget and they, you know, there's an entity behind it with funds that cares immensely about the quality of stuff that they put out. And also had like this team, obviously, like this team that did the anime was actually formed when global launch happened, because the same team that started originally just started with the short, quick, like 10 to 30 second animated trailers for events when they come to global. They just extended that team eventually for the actual full anime studio. So also a lot of the staff probably were super familiar with Arknights already, and they've been with this IP for years and years and years, for like a really long time, which I then also feels like comes in through the actual product in the end, because you really do feel that kind of everyone involved, except maybe some... Season 2 had a couple parts where it was like there was some outsourced episodes or whatever that were really rough. But otherwise, kind of in everything that matters, it just feels like they fucking care. They care, and like they want to put out something good. And I feel like that's the thing that season 3 is. Season 3 is frankly really goddamn impressive with what it puts out, with the restrictions that it has, with like the limitations that it has. Putting all of chapter 7 and 8 and the Arknights. It is fucked up how the Arknights episode will be the one fucked up blemish, true blemish on this season. It is very unfortunate. But it redeems itself like in other ways. But it is genuinely really impressive on everything that they managed to put in, and the quality and the consistent quality that they did it as. There was not really a single episode in this season that had like kind of bad animation or like sort of lower quality production, everyone was just kind of either good, not even decent, not like average, like even above average, like good, or just genuinely some incredible stuff, especially in these last 2 episodes. And also, it was fun in some aspects. In some places, I actually think they almost handled some of the stuff better in the anime because they switched some stuff around that actually worked better than it did in the game, or the way that the game did it. Because I was watching Cookie going through chapter 7 the other day or whatever, and I genuinely think the anime actually kind of handled the confrontation with Patriot almost better. It could have used like a little bit more time for some talking, maybe, like some lines. But overall, it feels like the anime almost handled it better. Which is, okay, some of the 3D, yes. Some of the 3D. Fair. Some of the 3D and shield guards were rough. But then also like an understandable, okay, yeah. But yeah, like there, it's just they actually handled some stuff with the Patriot confrontation, I think, better in the anime. Like it actually made more sense and flowed better in the anime than it did in the game, which is maybe which first of all I do like to see, because actually kind of that was one of the things about seasons 1 and 2 is that they kind of adapted everything very directly as it was in the game. But like sometimes actually adjustments could have made some things better. And here in season 3, they actually do adjust some stuff that it flows better. Because in the game, it is sometimes a little bit strange in how it decides to flow, and like the pacing of stuff is a little strange. Like, did you know? Did you know? Just speaking of the Patriot fight. In the Patriot fight, well, actually, no. Sorry, I was thinking of a different thing. No, because you have the flashbacks. You have like the lengthier flashbacks, obviously during the fight before Amiya then like stabs him or impales him, and then he's dying, and then you get the visions, and then he gets angry. And for especially that wake up from Patriot waking up and then try to kill Amiya again, I genuinely think was way better, actually better handled in the anime than in the game. And obviously, just in general, when you have Patriot, it's kind of nice to see actual combat and stuff happening in a situation like Patriot, okay? Instead of just text. It's kind of nice. Every dragon deserves a dear GF. This is true. And then also because they also just mixed, they just like did some different ordering on some scenes early on as well. That was just nice. And yeah, just in general, it's just having voicing and all the facial expressions and animation and all that kind of stuff just adds so much to certain scenes and certain characters, because they feel so much more real. They just feel so much more real, which I think it's like actually a really good example of, I think, especially for fans of, like, I would pretty much always recommend that a fan of Arknights just watches the animes, watches this season's anime, because even if there are some parts that are absolutely rough and they have to cut a bunch of stuff, and it's like you could argue absolutely that it's not the definitive way to experience the story 100%. So much does have to be cut out, but there's some things that will just never work as well in the game story as they will in something like an anime. For example, I didn't really care that much about like the whole Frost Nova situation when I just read through it and so on. Like I knew and I recognized why people did care as much as they did and so on. I didn't really feel that much. I was like, okay, yeah, I see where this is going, you know. I see where this went and where it was going. And only after the last episode of season 2 did I get this like delayed onset sadness about Frost Nova, because the character then felt far more real to me, and what happened to her felt far more real. So I actually cared. See, like significantly more after that. Helped immensely, by the way, by just the voice acting performance by Frostnova's VA, whose name I can't remember at this maze, Aya Takakaki or something. Incredible performance. Absolutely insane. And season 3 also just does that thing where there are so many scenes where it's like, God, I imagine if this was animated. Imagine if this was animated. And that's exactly what the anime does. Those scenes where you think, God, imagine this was animated, 95% of the time, the anime does it. And it's like, holy shit, it's actually animated. I could only dream of seeing this, and it's here in front of my face. And also, yeah, like season 1, arguably, other than like you miss some small bits of setup in season 1 does also indeed make, you know, the early chapters frankly more bearable, just because you have like more input. You have like more zoomer things happening instead of just reading the plain text. And because also, just as I was also indeed following Cookie reading the earlier chapters, there really has been a change in some of the writing. Some of the writing back then really could use some work. It could use some work. It's sometimes a little dry and is like, wow, they really are yapping, actually. And it's fun. It's very interesting looking back and actually seeing some of the writing back then, from back then, and like comparing it into my mind of my reading experience of recent events and recent chapters, where it's like, wow, it is actually quite a different experience, isn't it? Like they have just straight up improved. Once it finally made sense to me in anime, or the story was Monster eating W through the wall. Having her make a whole first made more sense than how I envisioned just reading it. Yeah. And yeah, it is just very much so. In that sense, it does feel like kind of the main value of the anime is fan service for those who have seen it. But maybe that was their intention. And then, you know, if it also happens to get some new people, then very good, huge bonus. But especially with some of the season 3 stuff, it does just feel like a labor of love type of thing almost. Where they just love the show. And like, you do just get this feeling of, goddamn. Truly everyone who worked on this does actually care. Because I like sometimes, I don't know if how much anime you guys have watched. I've watched quite a lot. I've watched quite a few of them Chinese cartoons in my life. And there is absolutely, like, you can just like, you just feel it when like people don't care that much, when it's just a job. You feel it when it's like, okay, this anime is good, but also is clearly made as a work, as a way to get money onto your table and eat food. And the thing is that you don't really get that with Arknights. But some parts of season 1, I feel like you do get that a little bit. But that might also just be like season 1 syndrome, especially when we didn't know if we were going to get more yet. But especially with season 3. Because that's the thing is also that, what fucking gacha game? I haven't exactly looked into it, but I cannot right away think of any gacha adaptation that has gotten more like a single fucking season. First of all, the adaptations are rare in general. Oh, Fate, okay, Fate, obviously. Fate Go, obviously, but that is indeed Fate Go. I think Grand Blue has some stuff as well. Uma Musume has stuff over there, but Uma Musume is also very, I feel like Uma Musume is a different beast. That's a different situation. Just because of the entire way that it was birthed. But when you have like you have a successful gacha game and it goes on for a while, and then at some point it gets an anime adaptation, they get like one season and it's usually mid as fuck. It's just like absolutely whatever and does not do very well, and it's very average, and it's like But then Arknights goes and does 3 seasons. It's 26 episodes. It's actually, overall, it's one, like, bigger 2 core anime, because there's 26 episodes overall. And 3 seasons. And that's the thing. Most gacha games do not get that treatment. They just don't. Not even the fucking Hoyo games have that treatment, man. Even though supposedly Genshin anime surely at some point, oh, they're a horse. Well, Fate is from a visual novel, yes, but specifically Fate Grand Order has multiple adaptations into anime, and some of them are quite good. And then Psy Games is a different thing. Psy Games also indeed, like I said, Uma Musume is obviously Uma Musume is just a weird thing because the anime actually ended up coming first because the game got delayed. So it's like a whole strange thing. Also, indeed, if you didn't hear, there's no teaser, no. If you didn't see me posting about this on the Discord or something, I went and looked. The scene from last week's episode, the chant scene, the Amiya chant scene, that scene is made by the same animator who also worked on the climax race of the Uma Musume movie. And if you have seen the Uma Musume movie, you know that's a big fucking deal. And I mean, you can obviously just watch the Arknights episode itself and realize it's a big fucking deal. That guy can animate. But I went to check the guy on Sakugaboro, and I was like, wait, Uma Musume movie? And then it's the final climax of the final race. And I do wonder, a movie, I feel like movies for Arknights could also work just really well, because you could do movies or even like pairs of movies for some events to adapt them, and then obviously you could, have a movie production type of schedule and whatnot instead of an anime. And obviously, because the thing is that, the Arknights anime already does a bunch of kind of more movie-ish things with its direction and obviously the black bars and everything. So it would be cool if they could do like some side events as movies and stuff, which would be very cool. Very cool. Very cool. The Arknights does have a fan-made movie. It's true. Lone Trail does have a fan-made movie. 30-minute Bobble movie. No. Single movies might be too short. Yeah, that is one thing, is that if you just do like an hour-and-a-half movie, it is quite short, and you do have to, depending on event, it can be quite tricky to fit everything in. Hour-and-a-half movie is fucking how many episodes? 4, a bit over, like 4.5 episodes. So yes, can be tricky to fit into a single movie if you just do an hour-and-a-half, which is what usually anime movies are like an hour-and-a-half-ish. But I feel like they could also work, because movies also do let you, I feel like movies let you be a lot more dense and like plan out the entire thing a lot better, so you could actually have some ways to adapt some stuff into them. I watch a 5-hour movie, that's what it takes. I think usually they're not that long for economical reasons. Where's my Wrathful Cerulean Flame? We did not get it, it's true. But in hindsight, and looking, for example, at the actual transformation scene, and listening to Wrathful Cerulean Flame, I don't think it would have actually worked as well. They would have had to I feel like make almost like a new version, like an anime mix of it, just so that it fits better into the scene and pacing. Because the original, I think, ends up indeed not quite functioning as well in the format that the scene is right now. Interstellar length Lone Trail OVA. Yes. Yes. And Usa Picture has done some other right than just their games, yeah. But that's been a more recent development, I think, where they've done just like anime in general, and not just like games or gacha games. Would have required more hero posing if they use OG. Yeah, and because also the OG arrangement is very specifically this super lengthy, quiet build-up that kind of ebbs and flows up and down a little bit. And then it has this like massive fucking crescendo and then ends. Which with the pacing and the sort of flow of the anime does not work as well. So they would have had to, at the very least, they would have had to done like some kind of anime mix of it. Techno remixed. And because yeah, there was the fighting and like the fighting afterwards and so on, which made it end up, because essentially Wrathful Cerulean Flame is kind of designed to like, the song reaches its climax, you get your burning your clouds away and so on, and then like the scene cuts, like then it just cuts, which they kind of probably they maybe could have done it around. So like I'm sure they could have found a way, but I also do see why they did it the way that they did instead. And yeah, you also don't have the Army of EA Classic, because that is I think that is one of the main reasons. Obviously, they could have used a non-vocal version. They could have used a non-vocal version, but the non-vocal version of Cerulean Flame is a very different song. So much of the power in that song comes specifically from the super strong vocals. So then it kind of really clashes with everything else that the game was trying to do. The chant and everything. And then the discussion, like, and the dialogue afterwards as well. It's like, do you think that would have had more episodes of Global Action so it was more popular? I'm not sure that would have mattered that much. Because the anime is out in China as well, you know? It is made by the Japanese like side. It's Yoster Studios, which is the Japanese side. But like, it still also airs in China. Like, no way a team that knows the game so well would have skipped out an opportunity to use that song. Yeah, I think it was a very intentional choice to not put it in, just because it didn't work it just wouldn't have worked as well. Also, especially when it's like you're giving, because I think part of it also was that they, for sure, gave the animator who did the chant sequence some freedom in how they wanted to approach it. And then they probably adjusted stuff actually around it, because they're a somewhat big name. So they wanted to give them a bit of freedom and then actually adjust stuff around specifically that scene and that moment, rather than dictating like, hey, we have to have it match up with this song exactly, by the way. Wonder how popular is the warrant a continuation? I do wonder. I do also wonder about the sales of the actual anime itself. I wonder how well it has sold overall. Oh my god, it's almost midnight. Jesus Christ. Well, I do hope we get more. I'm quite satisfied with season 3. I'm quite satisfied with season 3. Seeing shit posted about icebreaker games. And yeah, indeed, why they didn't have Lullaby with vocals with Lugia either. We'll watch that soon. Actually, but also it was just really cool. That was also, I mean, that was so clearly such an intentional directional choice for the Lugia Lullaby to be vocals only. That was like a very clear directional choice. We will have this be vocals only. And yeah, because it does feel like at the very least they have not made this season with the like, they have not, during this season they had not already decided that like we will be doing more. They've more so like they have closed this off mostly, so they can kind of go either which way. They can announce something more if they want to, because obviously you always can. It's not completely closed. But there's also now sort of not an expectation. Like they haven't set something up. They haven't set something up, and they haven't used resources and anime time on setting up for later stuff that may or may not be animated. Because they're clearly not sure and like 100% yet on we will be doing more. And because it took them, after season 2, it took them, how long was it until they announced the next season? Which, however, was obviously a lot more expected. Season 3 was a lot more expected, considering that I was like, oh, well, they went this far in Arc 2, so I wonder if they go more. And they did. Does in-game mail about the finale? I actually don't have my game open. I'm very satisfied. I'm satisfied with the season, especially these last couple of episodes. And the Patriot episode and these last couple of episodes, last like 3 episodes, man, they've been good. Man, they actually have been really good. Still some pacing stuff. The main thing that is still like the overall like main sort of, I guess, criticism is just there are just times where it goes quite quickly. Like the characters are speaking very fast with like no pauses because they have limited time and many words to get out. What are these rewards? Rise from Ember commemoration. No way. No way. Dawn of Horizon. Stand by our side, gazing into the morning light as hope rises in the distance. This is the real shit. I don't care about this or this or this. This is the real shit. Hell yes. Dude, I'm putting that on right now. I'm putting that on right now. That's the wrong place. Where am I going? Here. Add. Oh, sure. Do I have space? I have space, apparently. Never mind. I don't have space for the second one. Whoopsie. I'll have to clean out some stuff, maybe. Where is... I have season 1. I have the season 1 one. Oh. Yes. Yes. AKA anime collab. Yes, it's true. We don't have any more episodes, though. Nope, not fan-made. Actual, just real. They gave us stuff for the anime. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I do really like the anime. Especially season 3. Season 3 I can just like wholeheartedly recommend. It's like, yeah, it's worth going through the rougher parts of season 1 and 2 to get to the good shit in season 3. And like some of these, just some of these earlier like rougher or these later episodes just I feel completely made up for kind of all the rougher bits from all seasons, except maybe the Arknights episode, because that one is still fucking wild. That one's still what? That one's hard to make up for, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's watch this real quick. I should go. I need to like eat and stuff. And I want to get up because I want to also, tomorrow, I want to get onto stream kind of early because I want to do a long ass stream and session of Silksong. Because I was supposed to kind of be playing Silksong today already, but then the schedule changes. Look at this goofy ass cockroach. Jolly cooperation. Everyone wants we should know. Yep. Yep. Give me some DP. Give me some DP. Yep, got told. Horseshoe. Oh, yes, stunning woman. The most angry dragon breaker. Not being able to deploy anywhere because of fucking traps. I would understand this more. I understand it, but I would relate to it more if I actually played the co-op events. I didn't play the first one at all, by the way. And I don't think I'm going to play this one either because I just don't have time. I'm going to be real. I don't think I have time to play this co-op event. I'm going to be a little busy. Which actually, I'll probably make a whole post about that. There will probably be less streams overall for a good while. Because Fuck my life, I'm busy. I don't want to be busy in the way that I'm busy, but I will probably be busy. It's up for 3 weeks. Bro, I'm gonna be busy for months. I am busy for months. Two words. Master's thesis. I'm technically busy for the next year. But especially for the next couple of months. So I'll probably make a post about it, explaining that there probably will be less streams overall. It's probably going to be mostly Friday and Saturday streams. And then any other stream is like up to the day, and it will be just like out of nowhere guerrilla stream type shit. Because I need the time and mental space to use on other things, unfortunately. It's that easy. It is that easy, though. It's true. Just do it. I'm not doing it on anime mummies. No, I don't think I can. I don't know how I would combine anime mummies and economics. So, unfortunately, I have to make it about economics. I'm not in a. I'm not. I'm just. We don't have to. It's gonna. I start talking about it. It's just gonna turn into trauma dumping, which I think is not what we're here for. So. We will see tomorrow for Silk Song. For those who want to join, it will just be me enjoying game. I'm gonna be real. That's just one. I just really want to play Silk Song. I really want to play Silk Song. We're gonna be skonging so hard. I'm gonna try and get on like as early as possible so I can play like in 10 hours or some shit tomorrow. Again, it was a brilliant economic decision for Hypergraph. I wish I could make something like that. It might be difficult to convince them. So yeah, tomorrow it'll just be like vibe stream or something. Truly second monitor sloppa type of shit or whatever. As I just enjoy a game. And talk about random shit, I guess, as we're playing, if it allows me. But thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you for checking, thank you for lurking. Good anime! No way! Goodbye. Bye-bye. I have to eat. It's fucking midnight. It's past midnight. I should have eaten 2 hours ago. This went longer than I expected. Goodbye.